Hey guys, and welcome back. This is part 2 of our big lap, and in this video we'll be going over Karinjini and Witenoom. So we first stopped in Tom Price for our food shop, fill up the water tanks and all that, and headed to this camp spot, which is basically a truck pullover bay just outside of Karinjini. So it's a free camp and just has basically a lot of trains passing by through the night. So other than that, it is a good free camp if you're on your way to Karinjini. Karinjini itself is $25 for a 5-day pass or $15 for a day pass. So we opted for the 5-day pass, even though we were there for like 3 or 4 days, and then started off at Hammersley Gorge there, which is on the outskirts of Karinjini, which you could actually get to without paying the pass. It's probably the only gorge you could get to without it. From there we headed to Dale's campground, which is right inside Karinjini. So you've got 2 accommodations inside Karinjini. You've got Dale's and the Eco Retreat. So Dale's is definitely more of a camper option. I think Eco Retreat is cabins and stuff like that. So from Dale's, we did our walk down to Dale's Gorge, as you can see there, which is about a 2-hour walk. You walk down into the gorge and along. It's just awesome. Like, it feels like you're on another planet completely. And we had a swim there for a while, followed by Fern Pool, which was about 20 minutes return from Dale's there. Unfortunately, I couldn't get a lot of footage from the gorges as there's no drones allowed. This one was taken from the actual Dale's campground itself, and I later found out we're not allowed to use drones there, as someone else was also using a drone. So I was lucky enough to get this bit of footage, but yeah, they definitely speak for themselves. This is Knox Gorge, which we started on the 2nd day, so this was a bit of a drive, probably about half an hour to 40 minutes from the campground, and this was easily the most fitness required gorge of them all. The entrance down into it is extremely steep and just like shaly rocks everywhere, so we had a few people that didn't enjoy it as much for that reason, but the walk itself is definitely worth it. We had a swim here. This nice freshwater spot flows all the way down to the end, and as you can see here at the end, the view is just awesome. So they basically put like a chain rope across there where you can't go any further. But Karinjini was unreal. We only got 3 or 4 days there due to some other people being on a bit of a time limit, but after that we headed up to Oski Roadhouse to get some fuel and a burger and carried on to Witenoom. So Witenoom is a town that was closed, I think in the 60s, for basically being absolutely riddled with asbestos, because it was an asbestos mining town. And once they found out asbestos was bad, they kind of tried to close it down. But there is currently 1 or 2 people that still live there. You can see when you're there, there's a few keep out signs and kind of, you know, running cars that are parked up at the end of some of the properties. So we just went for a look. Basically this is out the back of the town towards the gorge itself, which I believe is where the mine is. So we stayed in the car here and just kind of had a look around, and then went into town just to have a little look around and see what was left. Basically in the town is just a bunch of houses and barns and stuff like that where it looks like people have left in a hurry. So there's oxygen bottles scattered all over the floor, old cars like this here that have just been left, and it's kind of an eerie feeling, but it's just something different. Like, you don't really get many abandoned towns anymore that are completely left desolate like this. So we had a look around, and yeah, we stayed in the car for most of it, other than a few buildings we got out to look at. We definitely wore our PPE and played it a little bit safe, but from what we could understand, the asbestos readings there now aren't harmful, especially if you're just walking around like this. Obviously you don't want to go breaking anything or into the mine itself, but yeah, it was definitely worth a little look, and it was only about 50 k's out of Oski's Roadhouse, which is on the way up north. So, but yeah, if you enjoyed the video, guys, stick around. We'll be heading to Broome next, and then on to some part of the Give River Road. So if you want to see that, give us a like, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.